So as you guys can probably tell from the title of this video, I got a new car. I know you think I'm always like changing cars. It's because I am. I like cars. I like to change it up like at least every year or so, just to something different. As you guys know, my last car tour was my Buick Regal. I like that car a lot. I'll link that video up above and in the description down below if you guys want to take a look at it. I liked it, but I just found it a bit difficult in terms of getting in and getting out because it was such a low vehicle, and like I have like some back issues, like leg issues, neck issues. I have like all kind of issues going on, so it was just a little bit difficult for me to like get in and out of the car because it was so low to the ground. It was like it wasn't a sports car, but it was a sport back, so it was kind of like sporty-ish. So I decided to trade it in and get a Jeep, an SUV. Well, they call it a crossover, but it's a big SUV. So I got a Nissan Pathfinder. It's not the 2022 model, it's the one right before that. So it's pretty new. It's new to me at least. And I got a pretty good deal on it. I'm happy. I think I'm going to keep this one for a little bit longer than a year this time, depending on how things go. I really did want the Dodge Durango, or what was the other one? There's the 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. I really like those. I wanted a Honda Accord, but that wouldn't really solve the issue with me getting in and out of a small car. I wanted something that I could kind of go up into, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to sit down in a low car. And I always liked big cars. Anyone that knows me knows that I always had big cars. I just feel safer in them. And this one has like a lot of the new safety features, like the blind spot monitor, the rear traffic alert, the automatic braking. Like it has all that new stuff. So that's kind of what sold me on it as well. And it was a good deal. I got a pretty good deal on it. So I traded in my Buick for this. It was, as it usually is, quick process, easy. It was just like seamless, you know. So that was that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of my new Nissan Pathfinder, and just tell you a little bit about the features, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I like more about it than I don't. So yeah, let's get right into this car tour. So this is a 7-seater vehicle. Let me just close the door and show you guys what it looks like on the outside. So this is the Nissan Pathfinder. It's the SV Tech. So it's one of the higher trims. So it has more of the features that I like. Yeah, it's pretty nice. You have the nice V-motion grille that Nissan is known for. It has the daytime running lights, the LED headlights, the fog lights. It has the alloy wheels, 18-inch. I like the turn signal integrated into the side mirror. I like that. And they also fold in. You have the intelligent entry system, so I can just push this button if I want to lock and unlock the car if I have my key in my pocket. And let's just go around the back. This is also all-wheel drive. Nissan calls it 4-wheel drive. So I wanted that for like snow. It makes it a little bit easier to navigate through icy and snowy conditions. Those little buttons that you see right here on the bumper, those are the parking sensors. So if I'm reversing and I'm getting too close to something, it'll beep. And also if a car is approaching me from either side, left or right, the car will let me know. It'll beep. I'm saying car, but you know what I mean. So let me just show you the back of it. So I have a couple little stuff in here. I don't mind those. Like these came out of my Buick. I bought these from Walmart, from Amazon actually, and they're pretty dirty. So I wanted to clean them up a little bit before I actually put them in the in the Jeep, and I have my DoorDash bag with just a bunch of stuff in there. This is a 7-seater, so 2 passengers in the third row, 3 in the middle, and then obviously 2 at the front. So that makes it a 7-seater. It's a pretty big Jeep, I'm not gonna lie. It's really big. This back seat, it folds down, so I just folded this top part down so I could see out of the back a little better. But if you fold this down and then you just flip that, like, it just folds down, and then the second row also folds as well. So it's a whole crap ton of space, and there are like 20 cup holders in here. I don't I don't know like why there's so many cup holders, but I guess this is more for people that tow a lot of people. So if you have a lot of kids, a lot of family, this is for people like that. I don't have any kids yet, but like I told you guys, I like big cars, so that's why I got this one. Let me show you the back. So it's very spacious. Someone sat in here yesterday. He's like 6 feet tall, and he had like a whole bunch of headroom up here, a lot of leg room. As you can see, it has the USB ports in the back here, and then it's a tri-zone air conditioning. So it's dual zone at the front, and then the rear passengers in this row and the back row also have air conditioning as well. And like I told you can fold this down, so that folds. And this middle row, you see this little lever right here, this also, if you push this up, the seat folds up automatically. You can slide this forward, and that's how you get into the back row. So it's a pretty big SUV, but again, that's what I like about it. Let me get back into the driver's seat for you guys. So these rugs came with it, and they're okay, but I prefer the WeatherTech rugs, especially for winter. In the Buick, I had the WeatherTech rugs on top of these ones, but I might put them underneath in this car. I don't know. I don't keep much stuff in my car. I don't like a junky car or a junky house or anything. I have my little notebook, so if I need to make a quick grocery list on my way to the grocery store, I can just grab my notebook, and I have my pen in my center console, just to write stuff down. It has the built-in navigation, the backup camera, all that good stuff. I'm not going to get too much into that. It has the push to start, which most newer cars have today. That's nothing new or special. I like the gauge cluster. The middle screen there is pretty big, and it has a lot of information on there. A lot of people think that because I watched a lot of videos on this car before I bought it, a lot of people think that this whole section right here, because it was basically, it's the same as in the Infiniti QX60, so a lot of people think it's dated or that it looks old. I don't. I actually really like all the buttons, and I like the traditional style of it. The screen is the same size as the one in my Buick. It's 8-inch, so I like that. The navigation is pretty good. The maps is great. The backup camera is great quality. I have no complaints about this infotainment system at all. It does not have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which my Buick did have, so that was a little bit of a bummer for me. But let me show you. So right here, as you can see, I have my USB cord plugged in. This is what goes into my phone. They don't call it Apple CarPlay, but it kind of does the same thing. I plugged in my phone there last night, and my music was able to play. I was able to like hear the maps, the Apple Maps through the speakers. Like, it's just like Apple CarPlay. I guess they just don't call it that. So I'm okay with that. I hardly use my Apple CarPlay in the Buick anyway, so I don't really. It was a little bit of a bummer, but again, I wouldn't have traded in if I was getting less than what I was giving up. I'm getting a whole lot more here. I still have my heated steering wheel, tow mode, rear cross traffic alert traction control. I also have heated seats, so that's good to have. That definitely comes in handy. I just have my mask in here, another wire, some gloves that I actually don't use, hand sanitizer, and let me just show you guys the key. So this is Nissan's. They've been using this key since like forever. When I had my 2017 Altima like 3-4 years ago, the keys is pretty much the same as this, so all Nissans tend to use the same key. Infiniti uses the very same key as well. It just has Infiniti instead of Nissan, and it has lock, unlock, panic, and then it also has remote start, which I use a lot in the winter. As you guys know, I'm moving. This is my current condo building, one of the buildings. It's like 2 buildings, but I'm moving out of this building. I'm moving to a whole different province. Like, it's gonna be a 3-4 day road trip, so that's kind of why I wanted this SUV too, because the seats are extremely comfortable. If you guys didn't know, Nissan actually worked with NASA to create these seats. They call them zero gravity seats, so they're like extreme. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. Power seats. I was going somewhere with that whole moving thing. Where was I? Oh yeah, so now in this building here that I live in, I park underground. I park 3 levels underground, so when it was snowing this past winter, I never really had to worry about wiping off my car or de-icing. I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. Cold starts, none of that. But where I'm moving, the building that I'm interested in moving to, I don't think it has underground parking. If it does, it doesn't say on the application, so I'm not sure. So I might end up parking outside at my new building. So that means that the remote start feature is going to come in handy, because I can, like, from my house, I can just start the car and warm it up. So that definitely comes in handy. So one of the things that I wish this did have was a sunroof. Not that my Buick had a sunroof, but a couple cars that I had a couple of years ago, my Chrysler 200 and my Chrysler 300, they both had sunroofs, and I hardly use them, to be honest, but it's just something nice to have whenever you do want to use it. But it wasn't a deal breaker, so that's why I got this one. The Durango was a little bit more expensive. This was about 40 something thousand. The Durango was a little over 50. I didn't want to spend that much just yet. And then the Volkswagen Atlas was a little bit more expensive as well. The Outlander wasn't as expensive as this, but once I saw this, I preferred this over the Outlander. I like the styling of this one. It's very like traditional. It doesn't, I just like, there's something about this I just really like. So I'm extremely happy with what I decided to go with. As you guys also know, because I think I mentioned it in a previous video, I am looking to get a mortgage in a year or 2. So I think I'm going to keep this until after I get the mortgage, and then we'll, like, you know, see if I want to trade in for something that's a little bit better. Not necessarily better, but, you know, like newer or bigger at the time. So we'll see how it goes. That does it, guys, for my tour, my car tour, Jeep tour of my new Nissan Pathfinder. I keep saying Path. It's not Path, it's Path. Nissan Pathfinder. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't want to go too much into detail. There are a lot of other videos on YouTube that kind of go into a lot of boring details about the car and like all these other stuff. I forgot to mention one thing. This is a V6, but it's still pretty good on gas. I've only had it for 24 hours, but I did a lot of driving yesterday just to like test it out, because, you know, when you get something new, you just want to play around with it. And the gas gauge hasn't moved, so it's pretty good on gas. It's a V6 and almost 300 horsepower. I like that. I like the growl that the engine makes, you know. I like to speed around, so yeah, I like it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this car tour video. If you did, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.